Can I tell you my favorite story from New Orleans riding in one of those things?
Yes.
All right. I get in a drunken stupor. All right. It's like 4:00 in the morning in the French Quarter, Super Bowl week. I'm down there with my buddy Chris Townsend. Townie and I get separated. It's 4:00 in the morning. And I'm sitting there going, man, what am I going to do?
You're lucky you're still around at 4:00 in the morning.
But it's French Quarter. It was just still going on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like 4:00 in the morning in San Francisco.
Wasn't the Ninth Ward in New Orleans?
It was the French Quarter. I mean, there's still a lot of people walking around drinking cocktails. They're still serving drinks, I believe, at that time. Anyway, so I'm walking around the French Quarter. My hotel's like 3 miles from there. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't walk it. So I see one of these guys on the bike, with the double back seat. He's like, hey man, you need a ride? And I reach down in my pocket. I got $10. I go, man, I only got $10 on me. And he's like, no problem, man. Where are you going? I go, no problem. I haven't even told you where I'm going yet. You're going to do it for $10? And so I tell the guy, I only got $10 because it was true. And then he's like, man, you look like you've had a rough night. I go, well, it's New Orleans. I've been drinking all night. What do you probably start drinking at 5:00? It's 4:00 in the morning. He's like, hey, have you ever gotten a beignet? And a beignet are like these donuts, these little square donuts that they make in New Orleans. And they give it to you in like a box that's just, it's like the entire thing's powdered sugar. Like they're giving you like your powdered sugar to donut ratio is like you have about 150,000 times more powdered sugar than you'd ever need on these 2 donuts. So he's like, oh man, I'll bring you to Cafe Du Monde or something like that. And you can pick up these. And I go, dude, I told you I only have $10. He goes, how about this? They're so good. I'll pick it up. I'll split it with you. I'll give you one. I'll take one. And I'll still only charge you $10 for the ride back. I'm like, all right, deal. Now we're going to split a bag of donuts. So we start driving and the wind is kicking up a little bit and it's 4:00 in the morning and it starts to drizzle, right? It starts to drizzle. We get to the donut place. He runs in. He comes out, hands me a bag. He's got 2 bags in his hands. He's got one that he's got, and then one for me. I reach into the bag. As I said, the bag was like literally half full with powdered sugar. I mean, I've never seen so much powdered sugar in my life. And the square donuts on the bottom. And so he eats his. I'm eating mine. We're pedaling along, and it's starting to rain a little bit. And we get to the hotel and he turns around and says, all right, that's $10. And he looks at me and he kind of double takes like, whoa, and I'm like, what's he looking at? I know I was looking like S, but I mean, come on, what are you looking at? So he just takes the $10, says goodnight. I say, thank you. It was a delicious donut. It was a nice ride. Thank you very much. Now I'm walking into the hotel. There's a flight crew, like a pilot and two stewardesses walking out of the hotel. And they look at me and then do a double take on me. Like they look up, they look at me, then they look again. I'm like, I must look like S, right? So I go into the lobby of the hotel. I get in the elevator. Somebody else is getting in the elevator, which is shocking to me because it's 4:00 in the morning. They look over at me. Same thing happens. They look at me and then like do a double take. So I go, oh my God, I don't know what the heck's going on. I get into my hotel room. I close the door. I look into the mirror. Dude, it was unbelievable. Between the wind from being on the back of this thing, the rain coming down, the powdered sugar avalanche that was surrounding this donut, it looked like a bomb, like a powdered sugar bomb had gone off. I had powdered sugar all up in my hair. I had a blue shirt. It was all on my shirt. It just looked like a powdered sugar bomb went off. And
they're like, hey, how'd the homeless get into this hotel?
I was like, what the? I'm like, oh my God. Anyway.
No, don't worry.
I'll tell you a short story.